AIXBT is the largest token, the largest AI agent that comes from the Virtuals protocol on the base chain. Now let's have a look whether or not it still makes sense to buy AIXBT. Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics. Let's see who's buying and selling here to try to figure out whether or not this current rally is organic or if this is a pump and dump. We need to figure out what's going on beyond the price action. We need to find out what's driving ups and downs in the price, because only then we can find out if it still makes sense to buy. Now here's a list of virtual protocol tokens. Those are all AI agents and it's the newest thing on the base chain. Solana is all about meme coin trading. The base chain is all about AI agents. And over here we've got AIXBT. It's down today, but it's got a market cap of 172 million already. And so everything surrounding the Virtuals protocol seems to do pretty well recently. There's more and more usage of Virtual itself as well. So what we've got over here is the number of launched tokens per day on Virtuals. And while 2 to 3 weeks ago that was still at around 50 per day, now we are seeing more than 1,000 per day. We can ignore the latest data point because today isn't yet over. Or have a look at this, the trading volume per day. It's now at 28.5 million. No matter what metric for Virtuals we are looking at, it's all going up. And so as an extension, AIXBT is doing very well. An increase of 73,000% in the last 3 weeks. And again, today we see a little bit of a breather, but let's see what continues from here. Let's have a look at social metrics. Let's have a look at on-chain data. Now on Twitter or the X platform, we've got 56,000 followers. In Telegram, we've got 4,000 members. And on-chain, we've got 21,000 holders roughly. Now that's on the base chain. There's also another version on Solana with 4,000 holders. So in total, it's roughly 25,000 holders. And that doesn't really match up with the number of followers on Twitter, right? So it seems like there is some kind of manipulation happening on the Twitter social media account. Now that manipulation seems to also partially at least continue on chain. Have a look at this here. This is the number of new users versus returning users per day. And for whatever reason, we see this huge spike on the 22nd of November. This does not look natural at all. So this might be the team. This might also be some rogue player that simply tried to figure out what to do with certain bots. But we can definitely say that those 11,000 holders are not just natural growth. It makes zero sense that on the next day we've got very low new user numbers again, and then we've got this massive spike on a single day. We can see the exact same spike over here. It seems like a lot of small wallets got created to maybe artificially bring some attention to the token. And so that then makes it also harder to believe these charts here. They look very healthy actually. If this is 100% organic, those are very good charts because they show the number of small retail investors that currently have roughly $1,000 worth of the token, the number of medium-sized retail that's up to $10,000, and the number of whales that's up to $100,000 worth of the token. There is very nice constant growth across the board. Only the whales recently in the last 3 to 4 days started to decrease in numbers. That started on the 26th of November, but it looks like the whales aren't selling quickly enough to kill this rally, right? The price still went up by more than 200% since then. And so we haven't seen those whale wallets move any funds whatsoever in the past. Now recently they take over more and more of the trading volume. So we've got the trading volume on the left in US dollars. We've got this on the right normalized to 100%. And it seems like the larger wallets tend to make up more and more of that trading volume over time. And those are probably mainly selling transactions. So as long as this doesn't collapse super quickly, as long as the growth by small retail is still faster than the selling by the whales, you might continue to see some price appreciation. The holding is pretty balanced, so the percent that's held by the whales and by large retail is somewhat high, of course, but there's no real trend here. We seem to be in an equilibrium. And so as long as the Virtuals protocol continues to grow, I believe that the AIXBT token is likely going to appreciate as well. Is it now the best risk to reward bet? I'm not so sure, right? If you want to be somewhat risk off, it probably makes sense to simply buy Virtual directly. If you want to get the upside potential, it probably makes more sense to take the smaller of those AI agent tokens. It appears to me that AIXBT is somewhat stuck in the middle, right? It doesn't have the perfect upside potential, but it also doesn't really protect against the downside. For that, simply buying Virtual itself, I believe, makes more sense. Now, crypto as a whole is currently expanding very quickly. What we've got behind me is the stablecoin market cap. And this is a 3-year chart, so it starts in July 2021. And we peaked in the stablecoin market cap in April of 2022. Over here, what happened was the Terra Luna collapse. So So this is when Anchor protocol went bust. This is when UST depegged. The market as a whole shrunk, money was flowing out of crypto, and this is also where FTX collapsed. And then we saw the turnaround in October of last year. Now money is flowing into crypto again, and that's recently accelerating. The stablecoin market cap going up means, of course, that money is flowing from fiat into crypto, and that of course means that prices across all of the crypto space should continue to rise. I really like this chart because it has very little volatility. We can see the trend very clearly. In the short term though, we might be slightly heated. What we've got over here is again a stablecoin market cap chart, but this time that's not in US dollars. This time it's relative to the entire crypto market. So you might have heard of the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? How much of all of crypto is currently in Bitcoin? That's, by the way, currently at roughly 60%. It tends to peak at around 70%. What we see over here is the stablecoin dominance. So how much of all of crypto is currently in the stablecoins? And there is a strong inverse correlation between this and crypto prices. So when the stablecoin dominance is high, crypto prices are low. And when the stablecoin dominance is low, crypto prices are high. And we seem like, at least temporarily, to hit some potential floor here, which might mean that some cryptocurrencies might see local tops. That being said, especially in the last few days, we do see how the altcoins tend to outperform the rest of crypto. So this is the others dominance. So this is the cryptocurrency market cap that's not in the top 10. And this did go up since beginning of November to today by 23%. It appears as if there is some kind of altcoin rotation happening. At least we see the beginnings of it. And so what was the best performer across all of the altcoins in the last week? It's Virtual protocol. Virtual is a launchpad of AI agents on the base chain, and it almost tripled in the last week. This is the long-term chart, very impressive. And the big question is, how can we buy something like Virtual when it's not up there, but when it's somewhere down here? My answer to this question is wallet tracking. It's trying to figure out what are other smart investors doing? What are insiders doing? What are people doing that move prices? What are people doing that tended to make the right calls in the past? And so it's always nice to see what is the smart money doing, what is the not so smart money doing. For example, this over here. This is an alert that BitBoy Crypto sold virtual tokens at 1.4 cents. We don't have the alerts where he bought this, so maybe he got some allocation because he's an influencer, but he sold his allocation. He did this multiple times, by the way. And again, what he sold subsequently went up by more than 10,000%. And so yeah, BitBoy Crypto, in my opinion, is pretty much the Jim Cramer of crypto. It doesn't make sense to copy trade him, but it's interesting to see what he's doing. There are other people though that are worth copy trading. For example, over here, we've got Crypto Gains that bought the virtual token. That was at 5.8 cents. So since then, the price went up by 2,500%. Who is Crypto Gains? It's this influencer here. He tends to buy tokens relatively early, and he tends to also be very public about his purchases, which can generate, of course, a lot of attention and can bring in more investors, pushing up the price further. So he does very risky plays regularly. He's got 138,000 subscribers. And so how do we get these buy and sell signals? It's through finding the right wallets first and foremost, right? It's doing some on-chain analytics to figure out those wallets. And it's subsequently by putting those wallets in a wallet tracker and get notifications whenever they buy and sell. So over here, we've got the wallets by Crypto Gains that we are tracking. We've got 55 of his wallets. But then at a later point in time, we also see more people buying into the virtual token, the people that tend to deploy much more capital. For example, over here, we've got Kyle Chessy that bought $100,000 worth of the token, and that was at 48 cents. And so here is Kyle Chessy. He's got 137,000 subscribers. And since he bought, the price went up by 220%. We've got 12 of his wallets, and of course not every trade goes like this, but in general, right, I do believe it makes sense to follow the smart money. It is much better to follow the people that tend to make profit compared to simply just picking random tokens in a list. And so I like this approach that much that I made 8 dedicated tutorial videos just on this wallet tracking topic. They are over here. It's how to find various influencer wallets. It's how to track those influencers, and is also about how to interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel that's down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. It's not just wallet tracking that we do, it's also risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, backtesting. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. Once we've got a signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. That's why we've got our dedicated chats for the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first 7 days and I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so I personally, I do not buy the token. I don't buy AIXBT. I think it's better to buy the smaller tokens. They have more upside, or to simply just allocate to virtual directly, because I do think that more and more trading volume will go towards the AI agent space. What meme coin trading with pump.fun is for Solana is likely going to be the virtual protocol with AI agent trading on base. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video, or see you in premium. Cheers.